Spaceship Music Collective. This is Six Set Bro, a misguided adventure through the social fringe of the music industry. I'm your host, Don Maple. Welcome everybody to Six Set Bro Live. We're down a man tonight, and it's episode 59. 10 episodes away from a fun one. There'll be plenty of gags that episode.
Are we going to plan anything for that like we did with 50? No, didn't think so. No, that's not.
I could make another song. A song about 69s. That's already been done.
The summer has been done.
Damn you, Brian Adams. Brian Adams, not Ryan Adams. Look, it's a music and entertainment podcast. I'm your host, Don Maple, indie musician, and I'm joined by Twitch streamer extraordinaire, the one and only.
The forever here.
Forever here on planet Earth. Nanndes. It's Nanndes.
I forgot that was a thing.
Oh yeah, he's got a sound now. He's got a sound bite. That's cool. And for regular viewers of the show, you'll notice there's not the third guy. He's not here. He's on a little vacation break. He's on a break. Podcast was getting a little too stressful. He took a vacation. So pour out a cash register for Money Mike. Not here tonight. I am gonna enjoy with this. We like to pair our podcast with fine vineyard selections. And tonight I've chosen a 2020 Shiraz.
Carry on.
Oh,
I feel like
dude. Oh, Andy's going rogue tonight. I've got a fine 2020 Shiraz, Hardy's, I believe. Don't really know why I'm giving you like a full rundown of this. It does say it's 100% carbon neutral, so that's something that might interest people. I don't know. I don't even really know what that means, but it seems like it's good for the environment. So let's get that ASMR sound up right now. Oh, Nanndes. He also has a red. What does that say? Chianti?
Think so.
I don't know. I don't speak Spanish.
I don't know what these things are.
Are we gonna partake in a very finer
Italian,
things?
It's Italian.
Ah, yes, of course
Italia.
It is. Chianti.
I don't. Same for me.
Oh man, we could have had like a real sophisticated discussion tonight.
It's if it just go.
Well, we'll get the ASMR for all the listeners to start the show. We get a little guzzle. Oh, baby. It's a big glass because it's been a hard day.
That's like Cougar. If anybody has seen Cougar Town with who's Monica from Friends?
Monica. Why can I not remember Courtney Cox?
Courtney Cox.
Why could I not remember her name either?
She has a giant wine glass as well. It's like her weekend glass.
Like this is like, let's do a head comparison. I mean, it's pretty big.
It's a quarter. It's about if you were gonna put it in cubes, probably like a quarter of your head.
My head's pretty big, so So look, I got some new sounds tonight, Andrew. I got some new sounds. You'll be excited to know. So we've started introing the show with quickfire news, which I'm pretty bad at. Quickfire news meant to be stupid little news stories that I throw at you, hot and fast, just goofs and gaffs, laughs all around. But it doesn't go so well because it ends up making up 30 minutes of the show. So I thought to make it slightly more intense, we get some we get some news music, some breaking news music on this bitch. So we get some breaking news music on this. So quick fire news, baby. It's coming at you real hot and heavy and real quick. Here we go. Quick fire news. Welcome to Six Set Bros Quick Fire News with Donald Mabel and Andrew Fernandez Martinez. I don't know when this ends. Oh, there it is. There it is.
There we go.
I gotta get used to it. Okay, so yeah, then we gotta do a little. Here we go. Quick fire news, everyone. So in the news, apparently, Stevie, I have so many. Stevie Nicks canceled her tour dates as COVID cases rise in the U.S. So just another artist that's like, nah, fuck that. Things are getting a little too dangerous.
Sounds like I'm playing a Final Fantasy dungeon, and that's the battle music.
Next up. Oh, speaking of Courtney Cox, the other people that were on that show, David Schwimmer and Jennifer Aniston, are reportedly dating. That's what people say, but is it just what they really want? Because their lives are so sad that there's nothing else going on in them. Could Ross and Rachel be a real thing? Probably not. But people seem to think so for some reason.
And is it because Jennifer Aniston, J-Lo and Ben Affleck got back together? They're trying to get that celebrity.
Well, everybody wanted Jen and Ben? Jen and Brad.
Jen and Brad?
Jen and Brad, yeah. Jennifer Aniston and Brad Pitt to get back together, but
it's not happening.
It's not the 90s, my friend.
Brad Pitt's like, I'm good.
I don't know.
Anyway.
Jennifer Aniston could probably do better than David Schwimmer, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was the thing. Machine Gun Kelly announced the name of his new record, and it's gonna be with Travis Barker again. We don't really know. Is it gonna be a hip hop album? Is it gonna be punk rock again? Who knows? I don't know. He's still got long hair, so probably punk rock. And some people are happy about that, some people are not. And the title of the album is called Born with Horns, which I feel like it's kind of wasted on him. Definitely would have been better for a ska band that had lots of saxophones on it. Born with Horns. Yeah.
But also,
wait.
him and Travis got it tattooed on their forearms, and you're like, okay.
Yeah, probably gonna regret that tattoo, guys. And finally, last story that's not really a story at all. It's just the Gorillaz, fronted by Damon Albarn, you know that guy, and he plays in that animated band, the Gorillaz. They debuted 3 new songs in London, and Robert Smith was there from The Cure. Well, that's it for quickfire news. Wasn't that fun? That did make it faster. I feel like I had to keep up with the music, and I think it worked. I think it worked.
When do you reckon Machine Gun Kelly will shave his head off? Shave his head off? His hair off?
Whoa! Dude. I don't know. You know what's so weird though? Because like there was like a TikTok I seen yesterday or something, and it was like, I don't know, some guy like making fun of Machine Gun Kelly, you know, for releasing that last record. And I'm glad it wasn't just me, but it was like majority of people in the comments, pretty much every single comment was like, dude, I don't really get this because it was pretty good. Like, if you're gonna be like, I want his rap stuff back, like, nah.
He can't because Eminem killed him and he pushed him to the punk style.
Yeah, he very much did, right. I think he's definitely better as this like punk rock artist than I know, but using the word punk very loosely, very very loosely. Pop punk revivalist. That's a good term. We could use that. But yeah, I think he's better at that than the old hippity hop. He's not very good at that, in my opinion. And he's really obsessed with like horns. He's always like, "Oh, I got horns on my head."
He's
Rap
edgy.
devil, rap
Yeah.
devil. You're a rap god. I'm a rap devil, and now I'm born with horns. I'm born with French horns. Wasted, dude. Should have been a Madness album. Born with horns.
Born
That
with
would have made
horns.
so much. Born with horns? I thought you said.
No,
Born with horns. Nah, that's my next record. Yeah, I don't know. He's a strange dude. He is a strange dude. But if Travis Barker's there, I mean, it's got to be pop punk, right? It's got to be. That's all he's doing right now. So
yup.
yeah, I don't know. Yeah, but that was. You know what? All in all, pretty dry week for the old quickfire news. There wasn't really a whole lot to talk about, in my opinion. I didn't. Did you see anything other than that stuff I just talked about?
As for like news that's newsworthy, not really.
Yeah, I mean, there was really like, I mean, usually I take notes during the week and I'm like, nothing's happening. The Olympics ended. Like, it's over. Hooray.
That's it. I didn't
Or
even watch.
boo.
I didn't watch a single thing about that at all.
You know what? I actually watched it more than I thought I would. And I feel like it was mostly out of, well, it's only so many years. It's like, yeah, it's kind of like the World Cup to me because I'm not that invested. I know that, like, God, you would watch the World Cup properly, but it's kind of like, well, it only comes around so many times. So
It
you
was
kind of
also a
like force
time.
yourself to watch it.
It was a time thing. It's like even with this World Cup that's coming up, it's going to be like I don't know what time it's going to be, but if it's in the middle of the night, I'm good.
Oh fuck! I forgot about that. Isn't it? Where are they having the World Cup?
It's in
And it's like
Qatar.
and the time difference is gonna be all weird.
I don't know what the time difference is, but if it is too late, I'm just like, whatever.
Doesn't
I'm
it
all
start in like the winter or something instead of the
Yeah,
summer?
because they have to, because of the weather.
Because seasons be different elsewhere.
Because of
It's
weathers.
kind of weird. Yeah. Yeah. Seasons be different, man. And that's not okay. I don't like that. I can't accept that as a fact. Like, I just can't. It's like, no, we're all on the same page. We all know when the months are and what seasons are in those months. Stop trying to... No.
Well,
Stop.
yeah. So if it's okay, so it's 8:15 here. It is currently 10:15 in Qatar. So football usually
the
starts
morning?
at nighttime.
Oh, is that it?
Yeah.
So what? Is only like a 2-hour difference?
No, but still, it's like if the matches start at usually like 8 o'clock or something, or if they start at like 6, then they run till like, so the matches will be on round about this time. So it might run on till midnight. I don't know. Who knows? Who knows?
dude,
It's
that's
all a
bad.
money thing.
Yeah, that's nothing. That's fine. That's I'm bad. I can work with that. It's like it's not like the NBA with the time difference between here and like a friggin'
Oh, yeah.
West Coast game or something, and you're like, could it be on any later, please? Like,
Yeah.
it's like game starts at 3 a.m. UK time. I'm like, thanks for that, America. Thanks, America. You could have had it slightly earlier. Like they're like our prime time's like 7 p.m., 8 p.m. and it's like, yeah, but over here that's like 3 a.m. Just have it at like dinner time, and then it would still be late, but like more acceptable, like 11 or 12. I don't know. I'm not. Maybe Shaq's here listening to the show. Who knows? I don't really think he's in our demographic, but
I don't think so.
you never know. You never know. I'm gonna move into news that I think will first frustrate you, but then you're gonna realize that this is the bulk of the show, and that's Donda update. The old Donda.
I know.
So I don't need to. You've been listening to the show. I don't need to give you a rundown on where we're at here. Maybe just jumping onto where we left off. with the most recent Kanye West album, the last time we talked about it, without recapping, pretty much we don't know much more. There was a second listening party. He got hoisted up to the heavens. Album was meant to come out after that. Kind of knew it wouldn't, and it didn't. And then it's like, oh, it's coming. There's so many tweets flying around. It's like, it's coming. We just don't know when, but very soon. Next day, nothing. Next day, nothing. It's coming on Monday. Nothing. He's changed the artwork on like all of his social medias to just a black image. Classic. And there is a track listing on Apple Music, I think. But it doesn't have any of the song titles except for Hurricane, which is a song that we know he's doing with The Weeknd. And someone, who else is on that? Lil Baby? Lil Durk?
Yeah, I think...
Might be Lil Baby.
Oh my god, what is his name? There was somebody else, but I don't think they're on it. Oh, what is his name? Why am I blanking? Because I literally seen it this afternoon.
I could have swore it was Lil Baby.
But it's beginning with C. Why am I blanking? I know why I'm blanking.
Yeah, well...
Because I don't care.
You're not thinking of Consequence, are you?
No. And this is the problem with the way that
long time.
Kanye West is doing this whole thing. Now, do you know what? The hip-hop genre is doing fine without him releasing this fucking album. Because I feel like Kanye West is beyond hip-hop at this point. And Nas brought out an album. I've been listening to that. That was unreal. King's Disease 2. Lauryn Hill's feature on there. She just goes away for 10 years, comes back, flames it. Just goes... And now she's gone again. And that verse was great. EPMD 2, you had Eminem and EPMD. Eminem's verse on that again. Good. I'll say good. It's Eminem.
Yeah.
But it was good. It was good.
It's Eminem.
It was good.
Orange is the door hand.
It was a good
door hand.
It was a good verse. Yeah, I just feel that's why I'm not really. I'm like, it's like why? And when you see the list of features, he's like, Kanye West isn't obviously not the same, but he's far from what he used to be, where he used to bring in people. He used to do his own thing. The only thing, he is the David Blaine of music. He has to now go to these extremes to make people go, oh, look, I've got an album out, or it's like, okay. I don't know. It's just frustrating. It's frustrating because when you look at the features list and everyone he's bringing in, it's like, oh, are you bringing in these people? They don't need help. They're all established. You used to be the person that used to bring in the sound.
Yeah. I mean, we still don't know what the final track listing will be.
And that's an issue.
But, I mean, there's newer people on there, like Baby Keem. You know, he's on there. Well, apparently. And God knows by the time it comes out. Yeah. I don't know. I've just always been as much as I, joke on the guy. Like, because it is always crazy, but it's always, I don't know. To me, it's fun to talk about. And
it's fun, but it's like,
But I feel like it creates a narrative around a record that maybe you don't get sometimes. It's like, there's a good story, and I'm not saying, like, that necessarily means it's better, but it's almost like the rollout starts becoming super memorable that would we have cared about the album as much if not for the rollout?
I think
probably
we would
not.
Have. I think we would have. Kanye.
I'm standing by the thing that, like, I just think this is gonna be a great record, and I wouldn't have said that for the last couple, even though people really bought into some of it. But those last few albums he did, I wasn't that excited for it. This one I am, and I don't know. There's just something about it where I've really got this feeling, and I'm not as clued in as some people are. Some people seem to know all these songs like already because they've heard so many different early versions of them.
I've heard like there's a thing that's been going on throughout this whole pandemic called verses in the hip hop R&B world, and it's like they would put like it first started off with Timbaland and Swiss Beats, and they would like battle each other on. It started on Instagram, but now it's made it to Apple TV, and it's got its own channel and stuff. But there's the two groups. There's Dipset, who's in New York, which I don't know if anybody would be listening to them. And then there's the Locks with like Jadakiss and all that stuff. And they had they had their versus battle, and it was unreal. And then the hype was, I would watch that all day. But he got Jadakiss flew from Madison Square Garden to the stadium. I was like, are you just doing this just he's the hype thing right now?
Yeah, 100%.
But that's not like Kanye West. To me, that's not Kanye West.
You don't think so? I mean, I think
no.
it is.
Grabbing what's hot. Kanye West is the guy that would come into a studio and go, look, I'm going to treat this like a movie scene, and the crowd and in the songs, and he would put it in the music. He doesn't need any outside influence. These stupid shows. This is just me. Not stupid shows. It's an event, I guess, brings people together. Like you said, makes a narrative for the album. But the fact that people like Tyler the Creator can do what he does and still pull out an album on time and still be one of the best albums of the year, it's like, come on, you don't need to do that. I personally don't think. You don't need to be dressed in spikes. You don't need to be living in a stadium, even though I think he does it. He's not really living in the stadium. I don't know. It's just frustrating. And I feel like I'm sounding like myself from 2 years ago, because exactly the same thing happened. But it's just a different costume.
I mean, I get it. I don't know. I just find him interesting, dude. I know. I think there are elements of Kanye that I find very interesting, and I think he is like, I don't know. I think I just like him because he's different. You know what I mean? It's like he's bold. That's the way I always put it, and that part of him inspires me to make music and reminds me of the way that I want to make music. Because there's a lot of times whenever I find myself falling into a category of trying to people please or think that I need to fall into a certain category, and there is a lot of artists that, you know, don't do that or have been inspiring to me. Like David Bowie's another one, somebody who's just like, you know, you don't have to do that. But sometimes I just look at Kanye and I'm like, yeah, dude doesn't give a shit. Sometimes he just like, you know, he does what he's feeling in the moment and then rolls with it. And then, like, that's no exaggeration, sometimes I'll be making something and I'm kind of like, yeah, but does it really suit with what I'm going for? And then, like, remember Kanye. Remember Kanye. It's like, it doesn't need to. It's fine. You do your thing, dude. But I don't know. I respect him for that. And I also, I say, sometimes it's interesting to see him because, like, I don't know, maybe not the right word to say interesting, but it is interesting to see how he copes with what's clearly, you know, this bipolar struggle sometimes, but because you see him switch on and off. Like, I mean, it's crazy that he seems in this certain mode right now that most Kanye fans would call, like, album mode, where he's, I don't know, there's something where he is locked into the extreme, even though it's like, we still don't have it yet, but I think that's why he becomes so obsessive over the thing. There's a lot of it that is publicity and maybe good marketing, and he does random shit here and there, but I just think his mind's all over the place. There's like a million different ideas happening at once here, and it's like you're getting them, you don't really know what to expect next. I don't know. There's something different about it, I guess. It would be my point. It's maybe not a good point, but sometimes it gets boring without people like Kanye. Put it like that.
Yeah, but and then you get people. Fuck it.
It was like that T-Pain thing where he's just like, it's all the same. It's like everybody sounds the same. It's like, do something different. And it's like, I don't know, you need people like him to do something different.
But it's the same thing as 2 years ago when he released the album and he's doing the Sunday service and he had that whole thing. But like I said, it's the same Kanye, different costume. He's doing exactly the same thing.
I know. I get what you mean. It's the same, but it's the same but different. I don't know. I think there's a lot of elements from this that like hints towards something. Like obviously there's a lot of Yeezus reference in what he's doing at the minute, but there's also like My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, which is obviously like a fan favorite. The red coloring, I think all the features, stuff like that. And that was an album that was really trying to bring him back from maybe national, like, maybe not hatred, but like laughability, after the whole Taylor Swift thing. And it's like, well, he did just go kind of mental about releasing like these religious albums, then had that breakdown, then split up with his wife, and he's in a bad place. And it's like, well, does he do the same thing he did before and release like a completely redeeming record where we're all like, oh, we love Kanye again?
And also,
I don't know. It's interesting.
Again, just for conversation's sake and just pure guessing here, but when you see the pictures on Instagram, they're like every time they're kind of coordinated. It's like,
oh yeah,
it's like now I'm all of a sudden going, okay, you've split up, but now it's like I get that, obviously the mother of his child and all that stuff, but it's almost too coordinated for me. It's annoying. Everything's coordinated apart from the release of the music.
yeah. Who knows? I don't know. That's my biggest fear of all this, is that it just never comes out, and it's just the album that never was.
He is the new Axl Rose.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Chinese democracy here. Fucking me. He just needs to get Buckethead on that shit. It'll all be done.
He might.
He might be Buckethead.
Oh my god, do you imagine?
We can't tell with the mask on. Here, did you see that slightly disappointing thing that part of me just doesn't want to believe it to be true, but there was like a video, if you didn't catch the last episode, people who are listening and / watching, Kanye performed in Ascended to the Heavens out of a stadium on some wires, but there was a video that came out that said that he wasn't actually the one who was performing, and he was in the crowd, and somebody was filming from behind, like Kanye and his crew, and he was in the mask, like, but they were saying it was a stunt double that was out there. And I know that's kind of like, yeah, not surprising, like Kanye ain't gonna go up on a bunch of ropes or whatever, but yeah, there's something where I kind of hoped it was him.
No, I don't think so.
It seems like a fucking nuts thing he would do, but I'm sure his team would be like, no.
Like, have you seen some of the pictures? Like, the majority of the people around there are dressed exactly the same. So yeah, it's like, okay, it's obviously
so
a show.
This is what the mask was for all this time.
It's
to try and cover it up.
It's obviously a show, and do you realize how sick that show would have been? I can't believe I just said how sick that show would have been. How good that show would have been if the album came out directly after that. Like, his trajectory for sales now, personally, for me, and I think you can see it on the other albums, his trajectory is going down because he keeps doing this shit.
I know.
It's like,
I get that. Even the diehard fans are frustrated at this point.
Like, everything's so quick to cycle. Like, from the back of the Nas album, when you listen to Lauryn Hill, and then from the back of this Versus between Locks and Dip, and all the hype that New York hip hop has now, and on the back of like whatever else is going on in music, it's like, I get he's as big as he is, but people will jump off now with Drake coming, and Tyler still being hot with everything that he was saying. I don't know. It would just be the luck of Kanye for Andre 3000 to go, hi, everyone.
Yeah, I
I'm
mean,
back.
yeah, I would be like, "Go see you, Donda. I'm going over here. If Andre comes back, I drop everything, literally everything I'm holding, all the musicians I'm holding in my arms, I drop them all and I walk away, and I say, "Hi, Andre, do you need a hand with that?"
That day, I don't think that day comes, but the day
Yeah,
if
probably
it comes,
probably never. Could you imagine Lauryn Hill and Andre 3000 on a track?
Yeah, that would be. If you haven't listened to the Lauryn Hill song, it's very good.
You know what? I one listen through the Nas album, and it's like, man, I get hate for it, but it's just I've never been a ginormous Nas fan. Not that I dislike him, but just sort of like, you have like your top five
That's
MCs
fair.
thing.
Yeah.
Nas never really overly been in it for me, but I've listened to him since I was very young. Like, but mostly the hits, I guess. I didn't really deep dive. But yeah, I think I need to give it another go around because, like, say, like, that Pop Smoke record, I just keep diving a little deeper into that, and I'm starting to just fall in love with it more and more every time. It's just so. I know it's maybe not good to, compare so drastically, and I know everyone's saying this, but it's that whole, like, man, it's like if 50 Cent kept doing the shit he was doing. Like, I mean, that's what it feels like. Like, that's sort of the vibe of it is like 50 Cent in 2021, but still being as popular as he was in early 2000s. Like, it just has the choruses that 50 would write on something, and I don't know, man. It's really got that nostalgic feel to me on that album.
Yeah.
Which is
100.
the same as like whenever Denzel Curry done stuff and it just sounded like DMX to me, and I'm like, fuck, that's
Now
so
you
cool.
want to talk about someone that is underappreciated in hip hop? It's that guy, Denzel Curry.
Oh,
My
yeah.
God,
He's great. I mean, there's so he has a lot of different like levels, but you see whenever he puts the DMX voice on, I'm like, Jesus. Like, I'm sold. I'm there. I'm like, that song Diet gets me every time. Diet is that's a DMX song. It sounds like DMX is on there. I just stand by it. I don't
I'm
get
gonna very quick sidebar on basketball. Hey, are the Lakers just jealous of everybody here? Like, what is going on? Have you seen this? I don't know if you can see this.
Who have they got now?
Apparently, they have considered signing Elijah Thomas.
Oh, wow.
Elijah Thomas. It's like, how many potential MVPs can you?
Hey, how much money you got? How much money you got, LeBron? LeBron.
Anyway, I just seen that and I was like, I have to say that now before I forget.
Yeah.
But Denzel Curry. God, yeah.
God damn. Yeah. So I mean, one of the things that I wanted to, kind of, can't find my words. Use as a jumping off point. Segue, yeah. I just wanna. There's a friend of mine at work, and we kind of started going through a thing of like how to segue into something, and it started off with like, just off the back of that, and then you can start making it more extreme. But use this in your meetings, please, for the love of God. Use it on your Zoom calls, and be like, oh yeah, I just like to backflip off of that point for a second and say, just want to swan dive off of that and go into
Let me swanton bomb off this.
yeah, just want to triple somersault into this next point. I couldn't even say that, so that's not gonna work well.
Let me pirouette off this.
Let me pirouette into this segue.
Let me salsa dance into this next question.
Let me cha-cha-cha into this point. Yeah, it's great. Use it in your meetings and make it more extreme every time. Great game.
By the way, I could have gone forever there, but I didn't want to.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. It's really fun once you start it. But you know what's more fun? Doing it in a serious business setting. It's like, so anyway, to backflip off of your point, Andy, wanted to mention the potential competitive nature of what we might see regarding Kanye and Drake. So this is the latest news on this whole Donda being held back thing, people seem to start, people have seemed to start thinking that Kanye's intentionally holding back because he knows Drake's gonna drop soon. Certified Lover Boy, Drake been talking about it since last year, end of last year, and you know, I can't even remember how he did it. He hurt himself, he injured himself, he like tore a muscle or something pretty bad. Achilles, yeah. Achilles?
In his own basketball court.
He was kind of out of action for a good while, and then he had to work on that, and just like, I don't know, he wasn't really focusing on music. He had a line in one of his songs off that Scary Hours 2 EP where he said about it, you know, that's all he was doing over the New Year's period was getting back on track, you know, working out again and trying to get back to the shit he was in. And now he's back on, I'm going to release this record. But because of the pandemic, the lack of touring, all that stuff, he is held off for like a long time. It seems like the thing's finished. I'm pretty sure he said it was finished not that long ago. And he's like, it's definitely done. But he's just waiting, I guess, for the right time because, I mean, I get it. It's kind of tough when it's so uncertain, you know, like even that quick fire news like Stevie Nicks is canceling her tour. We said last week or the week before about Queens of the Stone Age, and they're not gonna go to Reading and Leeds. It's like, you know, we all thought we'd be in a better position by autumn 2021, and I don't think people are still that confident to be, here's my new album I'm really excited about, can't wait to come out and tour it with you guys, and then might get delayed for another year. I don't know.
I think seasons play a part, as in,
well, yeah.
I think the Drake album, the one that he's planning to bring out, this Certified Lover Boy, is not a summer album, and I think it will land better like in the so when it's like dark, early dark, like afternoons, you put I think that's because I'm a big thing about that. It's like summer albums are always like, you know,
totally.
The upbeats, all that stuff.
Yep.
And then once you get into the cold afternoons, you get the cold dark afternoons.
Yep. Man, I get that. I totally get that.
So I think that's what he might be doing.
Could be. I mean, I can just I imagine right now just wrapping myself up in a cozy blanket with a pumpkin spice latte, listening to some Drake, being like,
Ow. Did you see the picture that Drake put up where he looked like Instagram model with his comfy jumper doing this? With his pouty lips. I mean,
sexy Drake. You gotta love the Drake, man. Gotta love the Drake.
He needs to stop pouting though.
Whatever. He's got a part shaved into his head. That's all right. He's sensitive.
He is, but
he is a sensitive soul. I mean, right, dude. Maybe. I always think maybe just because I'm also a sensitive soul, but man, his bars sometimes I'm like, they're so good, and it's like I know there's all the talk about him ghostwriting and whatever. So there was also rumors that he gets a bunch of girls into the studio and just steals stuff that they say about the guys they're dating. And I was like, well, it's not really stealing, it's using it for your art, right?
I mean,
but I love the stuff he raps about because I'm like, oh man, he hits it on the nose just whenever.
And you can ghostwrite. Anyone can have a ghostwriter, but you still have to perform it away.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if he does. Like people say he does.
It doesn't matter if he does. If you give somebody the same material Drake has, and you give someone else, go, right, here's a copy paste of Drake's career, now you do it, it wouldn't be the same. It wouldn't.
I get that. Look, that's that whole thing where the narrative of that movie Yesterday doesn't work, where, you know, you wake up one day and the Beatles didn't exist, and you're like, oh, people don't know their songs, I'm going to use them. It's like, you won't get famous because you're not the Beatles, and you're not going to be able to do it like they did. It's not just because the song is good. I mean, Jesus Christ, any musician out there knows that. It's like you can write a killer song, And it's like, the timing's got to be right. You got to have the right personality, the right look. There's so many things that go with it. Just because you have the songs that the Beatles wrote doesn't mean you're going to be famous. So, yeah, I'll apply the same logic. But I don't know. I mean, he has such a consistent style. I'm kind of like, if he has a ghostwriter, then he's had the same ghostwriter for like 20 years or something. Well, not 20, 10 years, whatever. Yeah. However long Drake has been around. But I'm like, I think a lot of that comes from him. It's got to, right?
I mean, yeah. I mean, like I said weeks ago, he uses, and any musician uses, real life experiences from themselves or the outside to create what they create. It's like Serge Tankian can write a song about a tree. So you just write what you know.
Climbing up a tree.
I don't know.
I'll be like, lives on the tree. Armenia is dying. It's dying. Motherfucker. That's the new System of a Down song.
That is. But, yeah.
Genocide. Every fucking song. Genocide. Prisoners inside my mind. Okay. All right. Okay. I was like, suck a dick. Fuck. Like, what? I don't know. The sort of contrast between like the political landscape from the chorus, and then it's just like, motherfucker, jumping up and down, taking cocaine, sucking all your dicks. I'm like, oh, okay, whoa. Clearly written by two people. You guys didn't link up on this one.
Yeah, it was a ghostwriter.
Yeah, we'll know if Drake ever uses Serge Tankian. It'll be quite obvious. So all of a sudden, the style just takes a wild turn about the Armenian genocide. All right, I think I know who wrote this ditty. Yeah. So, a question I wanted to ask you, and it's a toughie. Well, I think it's a toughie anyway. If this Friday, Donda and Certified Lover Boy came out, which one you listening to first?
Yeah, I'd probably listen to Drake's first. I'd listen to Certified Lover Boy first. I think anybody would. And that is the reason why he shouldn't delay the album.
Out of spite? Or just...
No! I just feel like...
Save the best for last, eh?
I think
I'm just being annoying.
This is where, again... going back to him, this is where if he has a plan, it will fail. Because regardless if he has done all this shenanigans, and Drake can drop whenever he wants. Yes. Kanye can't drop when Drake drops.
Yeah, I don't know if he's trying to prove a point with this. Look, man, it's all conjecture. It's all rumors. We don't know for definite wrong. That he's trying to do that, but like...
I know.
People are saying he's trying to create competition with Drake, but it's not necessarily true. I mean, it could just be coincidental and they don't drop the same. My problem is just like, I think I really want to hear them equally. Like I would, like so badly, but I also know I would need to separate them. Like I kind of hate whenever albums fall on top of each other like that. I'm like, I feel like I'm going to end up like pushing one to the side, and I really don't want to do that. If they both had their own space, I would enjoy them much more, but them's the breaks.
But it's a very small percentage of people that stream and listen to albums listen to brand new, which I found out today. It's like 73% of music is that is listened to is like old.
Yeah.
People going back catalogs and stuff, and it's very rare that people will always catch up with the new trends.
I think it takes a long time for people to even be like, oh, how good was that? Like, I feel like even, if you're to roll with somebody like Kanye, and we use him as an example, that podcast that I've talked up on this podcast over and over again, Dissect. It's so fucking good. They done their last season was all about Yeezus. And Yeezus at the time, man, so many people hated Yeezus. To be honest, I listened to it the first time. I was like, I don't know. I mean, I'm not gonna lie and be like, yeah, I thought it was some sort of masterpiece. But you see, breaking it down years later and really trying to digest what was going on at the time, personally and socially, and what he was trying to accomplish by making that thing. I mean, it speaks volumes, but whenever you're in the moment, it's actually hard to capture. It's kind of like the opposite of what people say with things where it's like you wish you could just stay in the moment with something. It's like sometimes with music like that, I feel like you need to have grown since it and then look back on it with the knowledge that you have now and be like, oh, that's what was going on with this, that, and that. And now I understand it. Because, like, the whole Yeezus thing was very much this whole, like, I am, like, a completely damned soul, and Kim Kardashian is my salvation. I mean, not that, because it wasn't overly public at the time until towards the end of that album that they were together, and it was kind of like, this is the person who's going to turn me out of this life of absolute debauchery that I'm in, because I'm just going to end up going down a horrible, horrible path, and this girl saving me. And it's quite nice whenever you look at it like that, because it's this character Yeezus, it's like the worst possible egotistical version of himself that he knows resides in there somewhere. And it's like, man, there's no way I could have seen that at the time, because, like, he didn't know what they were going to grow to be, and he was going to have these kids with her and start a family and be together for years. And you can kind of look back now with that knowledge and be like, yeah, she probably did pull him out of that. Or, like, in his mind, it's like this life, this settling down life is what he needed. It's the same for Life of Pablo, very much a similar message of, like, that album cover even just depicts, the this or that thing, where it's just like the picture of some girl's butt on a beach and then a picture of a family at church, and it's kind of like, look, what one are you gonna do here? Like, that's the whole message of that record. I don't know, but I feel like with people like Kanye, or really artists in general, it's like it's hard to appreciate it at the time. You gotta go back. Maybe that's why people listen to older music so much, with having a bit of knowledge and going back to it.
And then I mean, just put the album out.
What the fuck was that? Kanye?
You go back and, like, I'm happy to admit that, like, when you go back, like, you brought up I haven't listened to it in a bit, but you brought up Life of Pablo, and it's like, man, 30 hours and Fade, and they're like the best songs in the last 10 years, I think.
Yep.
It's like, and that's off one album that, like, came delayed and changed. And
yeah, because Life of Pablo to me is so fucking convoluted and complicated, but there are some songs like 30 Hours, Father Stretch Out Your Hands, Real Friends.
Yes, there you go. There's one I forgot.
Real Friends is absolutely terrific, and
it's, like, there's
so much good subject matter in there.
Do you know what that album is? That album is the same ish album as when you seen Kanye West in the studio with Jay-Z when he's doing the Black Album on Jay-Z's retirement.
Yeah, right. Okay.
And he was talking about the song Lucifer, and you see him bring up the reason he made it. He wants it to feel like a movie, and that is the Kanye West that he puts the movie in the song.
Yeah,
and he constructs it like a movie, like, we were talking about Tarantino, where he listens to the music first and then creates a scene, and then, like, when you see glimpses of that album being made, and you see the Kanye West just at the desk at the board, just like focused in his brain, and he's telling everyone the scene and what's going on, and when he adds in the applause, what the applause is for. It's like that's where I like seeing him go.
Yeah.
To lack of a better term, mental, but
yeah. Man, I love that energy. That energy he gives off in those moments is sick. Like, I love it.
And you can see in Jay-Z's face, like, he turns around and goes, my God, this guy's a wizard.
I love stuff like that, because I don't know, man, I relate to it so much. I love being in that, moment of, not even that long ago, whenever things were a bit calmer COVID-wise, and Mike from the podcast came around to mine, and he, we had worked on that song Hopeless together, and that was just kind of the first thing. It's like, he had this song, and I would do a little bit of production on it, added a bunch of stuff, whatever. He came with another one. He's like, I got this thing. And then, man, I don't know, the excitement I have for somebody to just be like, here, I have this thing, and then they'd like upload all the stems, and I'm just like, let's go to town, baby. And I just remember that night I had like I think I had like a bottle of Prosecco. For some reason I was drinking. I think I had no alcohol in the house, and we had like a bottle of Prosecco from our wedding or something. So I'm like drinking Prosecco, a little cigar on the side, and man, I just like, yeah, you know what it needs? This. I was like, boop, 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 boop. Like, I don't know, I like to go, like, I relate to Kanye so much whenever he's just in that mode and he's just like jumping on a keyboard, he's just doing this, moving that, moving this. I was like, man, I love that shit. It's the excitement of the possibilities whenever you first have an idea of what a track can be somewhere. That makes me erect. I didn't want to say. I kept trying to think of a different way to say it, Don Maple. And it's like, no, it's gonna be a dick joke. It's gonna be.
I'm trying to see if there's exactly what. I can't. It'll take too long. But yeah, if you go back and you watch the Black Album documentary and you see Kanye, even before that, even when he done Blueprint, and he was doing Heart of the City, and like, if you remember how the Heart of the City goes, it's got like the flutes and all this stuff, and it's like this grand entrance, and that's why I'm frustrated. It's like me playing a game. My favorite game is Rainbow Six. Now, when you see something go, not that Kanye is going downhill, but when you see it not do something along the lines of what it used to do, and you realize why you loved it in the first place, you're giving out this, like, you're projecting this, anger's a strong word, but you're like, God, there's so much of you left from back then that you can bring to now and just set fire to the whole industry. But something obviously has happened where you feel like this change needs to be this drastic. And for me, I feel like it's affecting not his production, as in what he's putting out. Well, it kind of is, but he probably has, like, yeah.
Sometimes, although Mike Dean comes in, he's like, Mike Dean is like that, like, Kanye's just pulling the Jenga bricks out left, right, and center. Mike Dean's like,
putting them back.
Yeah, trying to like put these ones will keep it up.
Yeah. But because I have that memory of when, again, from documentaries and all that stuff from back then, or it could be a thing for me that there's so much output that I don't look at the deeper meaning of his stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, which, you know what? That's, I know I just talked about it a minute ago, but that's why something like that Dissect podcast is so damn good, is because, man, it really, we move so fast. Not to get all deep here, but we just move so fucking fast with music, with everything in life now, and it's like, sometimes the appreciation for something is so lost. It's unbelievable. Like, whenever somebody, like that dude that does that show, Cole Kushner, that is essentially writing like a fucking thesis, like a dissertation on an album, song by song, line by line, and maybe some of it could be a stretch, but there's a lot of it where it's like he has broken down to figure out where this person was at when they were making this, what this could be alluding to. This could mean that. This could be have a double meaning, and the themes that go across it. I'm like, it's way more thought out than people give it time for. And I mean, I would say of all the albums that he has broken down, the one that I gave the least amount of time to, that I should have gave more to, was Because the Internet by Childish Gambino. Like, I mean, I just, if you listen to that full season of Dissect, it will just give you this newfound appreciation for that album to a crazy level. Like, the narrative behind it, there's so much story built in that it's like whenever I listen to it, that the layout was confusing to me. Like, I'm being honest. I mean, it was like 2010 or something. I wasn't really diving that deep on it, and I always liked songs from it, but I just never looked into how much was behind the thing in the first place.
Yeah, it's just like if you listen to it's like if you listen to Flower Boy. Like when you hear him talk about Flower Boy, because he broke that album down as well. When you first listen to it, you're like, oh, this is a cool selection of tracks. But and then when he talks about the structure of the songs and where it came from, and this is taken from that, and then his history with like the Yonkers stuff and what he used to do, why he was banned from England, and it's like, well, it all makes sense, and it's now like a perfectly constructed album.
Yeah, totally. I just love it whenever it's something as simple as like, you know, that dude will like say the sample that was used on this song and say it's just the drums, but he'll be like, the drum sample is from this song, and then he'll play an excerpt of what that song is and say the song that this rapper has done, like say Childish Gambino for example, is like something to do about a relationship with his father and how distant that is. He'll be like, the sample that the drums have came off is this song, which is also a song that this person wrote in like 1970 whatever about the relationship with their dad. And it's like, so it's not just randomly picked. It's either that or it's a wild coincidence. But whenever it happens so much of these like choice samples, it becomes a new thing. Kendrick's a big one for that is like, he will use a subtle sample, maybe pitch it up or like mix it up or reverse it or whatever the hell, and if you actually dig into what that sample is and like what the song was about or what he's referencing, it's like, oh, he's put that in because it's like, if you research it, you get like another piece of the puzzle. Like, if you're willing to put the work in, you get a little bit more knowledge of what the record's about. And I was like, that shit's crazy. And people don't realize that. They just like, it sounded cool. And I was like, no.
And this is going to be...
like, there's more to it.
And this is going to be, I don't know if it's going to be a hot take or maybe just me personally, but this is why I think hip-hop is maybe one of the more important genres, cultures, I wouldn't say ever, but because the whole sampling thing, the DJs back in the day, the scratching, the beats, all that stuff. It's like taking like Kanye West again. Is this the Kanye West episode? Do you want to change the?
What the fuck was that, Kanye?
Kanye West got he got a load of crap for who's just a sample guy. It's like, yeah, but look what he does with the samples. It's like,
look what he does. Look what the sample's from.
Yeah.
Man, even if you take like, I'm trying to think of some of the samples, but like he's done ones before where it's like he's pulled it for a specific reason, you know, or it's like a choir hymn that he's pulled it from and he sampled that because he's talking about his relationship with God. It's like, you know, it's a mix. It's not like it's just a completely random choice.
But yeah, that's why like hip hop and samples go together. So it's what makes it. It's important.
I think you're right though. It's not necessarily that hip hop just has to be the most important genre. It's just that like people are really thinking out they're thinking outside the box in that. Like, I mean, that stuff to take your themes to a new level, like that's crazy. But it's not that you don't see that in other genres of music, but it's few and far between. And it's like, all those tools are still there. You don't have to make hip-hop music.
And by the way, and just to go on, see the new age, the new rappers now, like the likes of Little Baby, because he's still new. He's only a few years old, as in...
it's like 3.
As in,
he's like a toddler. That's why they call him Little Baby.
But it's like, when you hear them, they're using melodies, they're melodic, there's key changes, there's like musical shit going on in the young rappers. And it's like, okay, it's not just what it used to be, just like one tone.
This is why I always I'm like waiting for this time where Kendrick said at one point, like Kendrick Lamar said, he has, messed around with melodic music before, like that's not necessarily rap. And somebody's like, will you ever do anything with it? It's like, I don't know, maybe. And it's like, oh dude, can you imagine what that would sound like? Like Kendrick not necessarily making rap, but just like, I don't know, I feel like he would give that attention to detail to anything he did, not because he's trying to be different, but just he's doing. But I think breaking the mold.
He would be. The thing is, because him doing it now would be along the lines of what people are doing now. Like you've got the likes of Rowdy Rich, who does like melodic stuff. You've got like why am I blanking on names? Always blank on names.
There's so many. I mean, Sway Lee as well. He's like, I love Sway Lee.
Like my God, who's
Future?
Like, Future. My God, yeah, you go. It's like, I don't know. It's if that's what I'm saying. The old calling Kendrick an old rapper is wild.
Yeah, he's really not. Man, just not that long ago, we were like, oh, new kid on the block. Time moves fast, man. Time moves fast, baby.
Too scary.
Yeah, dude. I don't know. But yeah, I mean that's where we're at. It could be a Drake versus Kanye situation, but I'm not putting any money on that. And I kind of hope there's a separation between the two. Is my final take on the whole thing, because I want to appreciate them both as their own thing, and they're so different. I was like, don't give me them at the same time. Please don't. I don't want it to be competitive. Fuck off. I can't be bothered with that. We'll do a quick commercial break. Do you need a break, Andy?
I need a pee.
He needs a pee break. We'll do a quick commercial break and we'll be right back, folks.
Hey there, fresh-faced creative in a youthful advertising demographic. Does your reading material have a distinct lack of cultural nourishment for your slowly decaying, malnourished soul? Stop! Put that garbage down. Everyone knows you shouldn't get your news from old mediums like paper. That's 2/8 century. Plug into the information superhighway, loser, and read a zine. It's like a magazine, but without all that dumbass paper. Read Stranger Days, the arts and culture e-zine. It's got music, comedy, art, poetry, tarot cards, cinema, Year Spaceship, comics, podcasts, and Jim Carrey. Read Stranger Days now, because between you, me, and your trusty canine companion, we know fluffy cuddles and e-zines are the only way to push back the existential dread slowly consuming your every waking moment. Hold back the darkness today with Stranger Days. Available now at strangerdays.wordpress.com.
We are Year Spaceship, a music and arts collective for everyone. Created by these two little scamps who grew up in Scarborough, Ontario, moved to Belfast, started playing in bands, and met tons of super chill, talented human beings. They met this guy who grew up in Jersey and also moved to Belfast. They started a record label together. They started a podcast, and they started a collective dedicated to showcasing independent music and art from all over the planet. The Year Spaceship Collective is here to shout through the internet into the eyes and ears of anyone who will listen. We want to hear about your struggles, accomplishments, and latest projects within the art community. If you're a musician, artist, writer, director, poet, comedian, animator, whatever medium you work in, if you're expressing yourself, we want people to see and hear your world. We want your stories on our Instagram page. We want your music on our playlists. We want to talk to you on our Six Set Bro podcast. We want to showcase your content on our YouTube page. We want to build a community. The Year Spaceship Collective. Avoid conspiracy theories. Keep art strange.
If you want to wrap your ears around all the music we've been talking about on the podcast, we run a special playlist over on Spotify. It's called Distant Sound Waves. Here over at Six Set Bro, we always thought, well, what's the gosh darn point of doing a music podcast if you can't let people hear any music? There is a whole lot of legal mumbo jumbo and copyright issues that prevent us from actually doing that on the pod. So we thought that was a pretty good compromise. We make a playlist and it gets updated every single month. On the playlist, we have things like all the new singles from local homegrown talent that we talked about. Maybe some of the bigger artists that we've had conversations about, we'll put those guys on there. Or maybe it's just something new that we stumbled across and we've been talking about on the podcast. It is all there. You can find Distant Sound Waves by searching for it on Spotify, or you can find the links all over our social medias. Welcome back to the show. Nanndes is playing Pokemon Go during the breaks.
And I was actually impressed. If you look back, I actually span, and my phone's so bright. Isn't it?
Yeah, I know. I could barely see it, but then I seen your movement with your finger, and I was like, oh, he's throwing a Pokeball.
I'm spinning.
Give me 2 seconds. I think I have Pokemon memorabilia.
Nope. It's coming back. Wait, what is this? Oh, you actually have a Pokeball, dude.
Dude, I have the OG Pokeball right here.
Jeez.
This studio of mine is filled with all kinds of stuff. Who do you think's in here?
Rat-a-tat-tat-tat.
So I can't even open it.
Oh,
Sorry, it's sealed shut with magic. So close. It's the OG. Pikachu.
Oh, is it? Pikachu. There he is.
There he's a little.
There's
a little bright.
There's Ryan Reynolds himself.
Ryan Reynolds himself.
Didn't he do the voice?
Yeah, he did.
Detective Pikachu.
Detective Pikachu. Yeah. I choose you.
Dude, I need to invest in a.
What?
You know what that means. That means lights. That means lights.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
See, because last week
I don't speak Portuguese.
I need this as lights.
I'm sorry. I don't understand. No comprende. Por favor.
There you go. See, all I have to do is switch my Xbox on, and I get the light from the monitor, just like
yeah.
Ding.
Yeah, I don't know if people appreciate it because I got myself some lighting. This is me with no lighting. See how dark I am, dude?
You're like me. Hey, are me and Kanye wearing the same? Is that me in the Kanye mask?
I need to stop. You know what? Recently, audio listeners who don't know what's happening, recently I was like, you know what? I'm gonna jazz up the background of the video podcast, and I'm gonna put the thumbnail artwork on there. But it seems to just keep like making us want to match our faces with whoever's in the background. Like, can I match with Drake if I do that? We got Drake and Kanye on this one. Maybe if I get close enough. Oh, it's terrifying.
Maybe. No, not close. That's close. It's close.
Is that it?
Close. Yeah, there you go. Yep. There we go. Nice. So.
And if I get really close, I get the weird eye thing going again. Yeah. Oh man, we should do that every episode. Although the audio version will suck.
Yeah.
It'll be like, almost.
But yeah.
Almost there.
That could be me under the hat, fully head and everything. I'm not even wearing a hat on this episode. That's a milestone in itself.
Oh. That's how did we not realize? How do he always wears a hat, dude? You know what I am wearing that I never wear? And it's so weird that we're talking about Kanye.
I was gonna say cologne.
Well, if you were in this room, you could smell me. Let's just say that.
Oh, you're the old Kanye.
I've got the polo on. I got the polo. Not a pink polo. It's a black polo.
Did he wear two?
I
Was
don't
that a
know.
thing? Did
Well, he wore
polos
the
at one
the
stage?
pink polo, with
And
the
then another
backpack.
one on top of it.
Going around with his little backpack everywhere.
Anyway, that was an hour of Kanye. We don't.
Yeah, we don't need any more. Moving on from Kanye. Oh, yeah. So we got to talk about N.I Music Prize. Making my own theme song for the N.I Music Prize.
I had a question from last week, which I wanted to ask. It's like, when does this first round end?
They don't give a date.
That's...
So we're all on the list.
Right.
Eligible list. And yeah, they don't give a date. All of a sudden you just see it come out and you're no longer you're gone, baby. You're kicked the hell out of there. But it's the N.I Music Prize, or in the words of System of a Down wrote it, N.I Music Prize is the death of us all. I don't know. N.I Music Prize.
It will be a shame if they can't like get on a stage or have a venue for it.
Yeah,
because
that would
everything's
suck.
closing down again.
Yeah, and I know. There was. Hold on, I'll probably not be able to play this on the show, but I'm gonna attempt anyway. There's a stupid meme video I seen the other day, and I was like, accurate. Let me get it up here. It was just like Boris after the summer ends.
I think I seen this.
Did you see it on my story? Yeah.
I think I did. Is it from The Office?
Right, people, listen up. It's a fucking lockdown right now.
Come off it. We're not in a prison drama, are we?
We are in a prison drama. This is the fucking Shawshank Redemption, right? But with more tunneling through shit and no fucking redemption. Right, people, listen.
I was like, yeah, okay. All right. Yeah,
That's what
too
it
accurate.
is. That's what it is.
Too accurate, dude. Oh, I'm getting phone deets in my ear. Sorry if that resonated on the podcast stream there. I didn't mean to do that. That's what I get for using my
Modern
my
technology.
5G injection. I cranked it up there. Boop, 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 boop. Email vaccine 5G. I fucking wish I got 5G for my injection. That would be awesome. I only get 4G now. Why are people mad? And God, you know what? God bless the people on 3G. Just God bless them. Like, they don't even know what's happening. I don't even know what a G is. What's it? Good?
5 gigawatts.
Gigawatts? Is that not Back to the Future?
I don't know.
What is it? Oh man, I feel bad that I can't remember the quote. I should know how many gigawatts it is, but I
I don't know. I'm in the group of people that watch movies once and can never retain any information. So I don't
know.
know.
I watched them like 700 times. I'm one of those people. I'm like, I watched 10 movies 5 million times. It's like, have you seen that new one? Nope. But you know what I have seen? Rush Hour 2 a million times.
Yeah,
Do you want to know every line from it? Let's
I'm
start
sure I
at the
could-
start.
I'm sure if when I was like, if it was on, and I'd be like, "Oh, this is," and then you would say the line, and then I would be
Yeah.
like, "That's what that is."
No joke, it used to be a serious skill of mine that I used to use all the time.
Yeah.
My brother quoted at my wedding. It'd be like,
Oh,
why you should marry Mr. Maple. And one of my skill sets is being able to, if you don't have Rush Hour 2, you can basically watch it still because I'm there. And maybe
used to be
episode 69. I just the whole of
No.
episode 69 is me doing Rush Hour 2.
That used to be
From
me
start
with.
to finish.
That used to be me. I don't know. I probably won't be able to do it now. Just remembering all the lines. That used to be me with Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Oh, really?
I used to be able to just know everything that comes up. It's like, oh, blah 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 blah. Yeah, I can't even remember a line now.
Yeah, I can hear it. It's perfect.
Yeah, I used
blah,
to be
blah,
able
blah.
to do it. I can't do it now.
Blah 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 blah. See?
Too much memory space taken up with other things to keep Fresh Prince lines.
Yeah, I know. All that useless information that we have now that we wish we didn't have.
I don't know.
Yeah. I feel like I know stuff now that like I shouldn't know. Like Stuart Copeland from The Police made the soundtrack to Spyro. And it's like, that was such a revelation, but it's like, what did it push out? What did it push out? Tell me. It's like, there was something that was really useful knowledge. It's gone. Trigonometry, probably.
Yeah, something.
I don't know. I don't know it anymore. Yeah, so...
N.I Music Prize.
And the N.I Music Prize, baby. N.I Music Prize. Well, that didn't sound like... It kind of sounded like Serj Tankian, but it wasn't really a System of a Down song. I didn't do the classic, like, N.I Music Prize. And I should fucking join System of a Down. So good on it.
So there's no date. There's no date for when the
no, there's not. What I did want to do is, I feel like the segue is so far off. I can't even, double front flip off of my point from before, but you know this commercial that we play? Nope, not that one. If you want to wrap your ears around all the music we've been talking about on the podcast, we run a special playlist over on Spotify. It's called Distant Sound Waves. And it is a playlist. And I meant, like, whenever that commercial ended, I really wanted to just go into talking about Distant Sound Waves, but I didn't. And the moment's gone. So I brought it back. So Distant Sound Waves, the playlist that we run based on the podcast, the playlist of the podcast, because, YouTube's one of those dumb things where, like, if you play a song, they're like, no, muted. Man, we got, somebody watched one of our last episodes. We played that little clip of that Kanye song that, by the way, has not been released. And it was just like, will we get a copyright strike? Because, I mean, the album doesn't exist, the song doesn't exist. Like, we're just playing it a little bit from that commercial you released. And it's like, nope. It's like, video got taken down. Had to go and edit it. Change it all around. Mute that part out. Just cut it out altogether. It's crazy. That time we were making fun of Ludacris, and that music video did for the Austin Powers song, number one spot, and we made all those jokes about it. They were like, copyright strike, and I was like, what for? We didn't play the song. And it's like, you showed the music video? And I was like, I vividly remember the fact that the music video was not uploaded by any record label, and it was actually uploaded with, in brackets, DivX player. And I was like, shit, this is some early 2000s stuff here. And still, they're like, nope, stole someone's video. So, yeah, we can't actually play music on the podcast is really the thing to take away from that. So we do a playlist every month, and it's called Distant Sound Waves. You can find it on Spotify. You just search Distant Sound Waves or search Your Spaceship. You'll find it. And this month's theme for August is the N.I Music Prize. Just recently, the eligible list went up. Eligible! And there's a lot of songs on there, like so many. And I'm not saying don't go and listen to them, but we have kind of filtered it down to some of our favorites. Put it that way. I think there's 26 songs, if I remember. I was so close to make.
There was 100 on the.
Yeah. So I mean, we've filtered it right down here for you. we really have, and that's even that's including my song, because I can't not promote myself. And old Money Mike's song. He's not here, promoting him anyway. So I'll do a little share screen if you're watching the video feed.
And I'm gonna start my Kanye rollout and say there's a song coming out by me, and
We'll check back in 3 years, everyone. We always said, though, there's gonna be a day where we write a song on the podcast. I think that would be fun. But we need enough people to be on the live stream. I think we need enough people in there throwing out suggestions for it to be a fun experience for everyone. But we should write a song and record it on the live stream. I think that would be fun. Anyway, this is Soundwaves, August edition, N.I Music Prize. Let me talk you through a couple of things. Oh, whoops, I went the wrong way. Yeah, so quick rundown of the track list. I'll stop off in some places of interest. Number 1, Cherem with Listening to My Head. Yeah, this felt like it had to be, at the top. It's not that we're rating them in any sort of order. It's more like the flow of a playlist. Like, we do work hard to try and curate this into a super enjoyable listening experience from start to finish for people who have obviously not intended that from their songs. But yeah, I think this playlist works as one of our best yet. The caliber of song here is so good, and Cherem just it just had to be the first song. I think it's so hard hitting. It's super catchy. Yeah, Listening to My Head is great. It's sort of, it's a song about unfaithfulness and, thinking that you have this relationship that's locked down, but it's clearly not. And yeah, great song. And then number 2, we got Amy Montgomery, Intangible. Again, it was to me, it was automatic number 2. Had to be up there. Such a great song, has such a great chorus, and it has this little the thing that they do with the guitar riff in the chorus, so cool. Pitch shifted right up. I think it's a guitar anyway. It's hard to tell because it's pitch shifted so high, but great song, highly recommend. Then there's me, I'm There, Winona Bleach with Glimmer. We talked about them so much that I don't need to talk about them again, because Glimmer's really good, okay? I don't need to talk about it again. What? Sorry, did I miss something?
It's there's me. I'm there. That's it.
Yeah, there's me. I'm There. Number 3, Bronze Award. My song's okay. It's all right.
What's it about? Is there pitch shifts?
I already talked everybody through Rainbow Road. Y'all know what it's about.
If
you're a fan of mine, you know what it is. Look, I did this song with Sarah McCready. Great friend of the show, great friend of mine, a fantastic musician, and we did the song Rainbow Road. And yeah, it's this whole idea of it's very hard to put into words, but it's the fact that mental health is such a narrative for people at the minute, and it's the thing of you need to get the help that you need to get. But we're kind of, my comparison in it, or the metaphor that I used, is Rainbow Road is the Mario Kart course that's probably the hardest, because if you play the Super Nintendo version, there's no edges, so you fall off all the time. And that's kind of the thing with any vice, whether it's alcoholism or drug use or whatever. It's not oh, I'm fixed. So, the same goes with depression or mental health. It's it's not oh, okay, I went and seen someone, and now I'm fixed. Rainbow Road's meant to be this description of the fact that, yeah, I went into therapy, I've taken the medication, I've done this, I've done that, and it's I am trying to better myself, but it's whoop, fell off again. But old Lakitu comes and picks you up and puts you back on the track. I don't know. It's a very nerdy metaphor, and for that reason, I'm out.
It's bronze.
I went full Dragon's Den there. For that reason, I'm out. Andrew Patterson with Normal People. Man, this song is just so cheery. Even though I think somewhat deep down the subject matter isn't that cheery. But I was I don't know, there was something that reminded me of the Bare Naked Ladies. not to go all Canada on everybody's ass, but it felt like a Bare Naked Ladies song a little bit, and I was all about that. And you know, like Andy said, like I genuinely have no idea how many songs were on that playlist. Like it was like 100 or something.
I think it was legit 100 songs.
It could have been legit 100, and or over 100, and I listened to all of them, like I vowed to do. Like I genuinely, I'm not making this up. I listened to every single fucking song, and I listened to it since last week till now, and I was like, that song, it latched on to me like a leech. Like Andrew Patterson's like a little leech, and his song "Normal People" would just sucking my blood out until it passed out. No, this is why nobody uses our quotes for their for their social media pages. I'm just realizing now. It's like, yeah, you don't want that quote, Andrew Patterson. Your spaceship says Andrew Patterson's like a little leech.
Like a leech.
His song "Normal People" was sucking the blood out of Don Maple until he passed out. You can use it if you want. I give you full permission.
This is why we need like Mike in the not next week, but the week after. Which will give me time to listen to 100 singles.
Yeah, I mean, I listen to them every drive to work. I was like, I'm gonna start at the beginning of the eligible singles playlist and just work my way through, just grind my way through, man. And I did it. Like people should be proud of me or something. No, there was so much good music, man. And not like, I don't know. Sometimes whenever I say that, I'm like, well, it's a bit shitty to be like, these are the ones that were good. It's not that at all. There was other good songs in it, but I was like, I didn't want to go too overboard. This is probably the biggest playlist that we've made this year. 26 tracks is a lot, okay. But these were the ones where I'm like, I would love to see more from these people. Like, genuinely, from the bottom of my heart, I know that I'm in there. I want to see more from me. Take me out of the equation. It's like, how can I not promote myself, all right? To me, that's a message for all the artists out there. It's like, you gotta be your own biggest fan, okay? That song I released, it was fucking good, okay? It deserved to be on there. And everybody else, I'm like, genuinely, not for clout, not for anything else. I'm like, these are the songs where I'm like, totally sold into these, like, I'm going back for multiple listens, okay? So, Travis the Native, yeah, been talking him up a couple of times. Seem to You, great song. Juan, I want to see so much more from Juan. I really do. Again, he made our, like, we done Tip Sheet Tuesday a while back, and it had Juan on it, which is a thing on our Instagram where we kind of deep dive into an artist from, not necessarily from the local scene, but just an artist that we really like and we want to deep dive into. But Juan is great. He just has these sort of alternative 80s vibes to me. Like, that's what I feel from it. It's kind of like The Cure a little bit, but kind of like, I don't know, just all these alternative 80s bands like Echo and the Bunnymen, stuff like that. New Pagans, Need I Say More? Harbor, fantastic song about, you know, carrying a child and what it's like to have a baby, and great narrative. Maybe just hit me at the right time, like, but yeah, beautiful song. Jordan Adetunji, Woke Up. Yeah, I mean, that's the old punk rock one. That's the one where the guy, that's like, they went around Belfast and it's like, does anybody look like Travis Barker? Do you want to be in this video? Man, dude in video? Hi, Travis Barker stunt double. Like, I mean, that's all I got to say about that. Yeah, I mean, I would say that's probably his biggest song of the year. Like, most successful amongst all of the audiences. If I had to have some sort of maple take on the whole thing, I think I preferred Angel. Personally, I don't know. Do you have a favorite from Jordan this year?
Fuck.
He just released it. He just released another one. Yeah, because it's Jordan. It's Jordan Adetunji, man. He's releasing all the fucking time. He never stops releasing.
Just keep
And if he's not releasing, he's modeling. Because
TV shows.
He's killing it, dude. Killing it. Jasper Mafia, Dressed Up for Nothing, Bobsled Team Drive, Dina Anukska, which, man, I feel like it's been a hot minute since we talked about Dina. But Ancient Naturals, don't know if you've listened to it yet, Andy, but highly recommend. Very chill, very R&B-esque.
I have not had drives to work, so trying to fit 100 songs in a minute is...
Yeah, I forgot about this. You're not in work at the minute, right? You're off work. See, you need to get back to work so you get them drive time tunes. I hit you up with playlists. Because you know what we never discussed? Oh, God. Oh. I had a wine burp.
What did we not discuss?
Oh, everyone, I had a wine burp.
He's got a heartburn wine burp. We'll be performing on the pyramid stage.
Heartburn wine burp. It's like a fucking Engelbert Humperdinck. Heartburn wine burp. I'm gonna call a band that's so bad. Oh, I'm gonna write that down right now because I feel like I'm gonna forget it. So, what did we say? What did you just say? Heartburn wine burp. Yes. If it's not the name of my next band, it will be the name of my next album. I'd need to use that. What did I say?
You were gonna say something that you were gonna say to me or something?
I don't know. That so distracted me. Dina Anuska with Ancient Naturals. Very R&B, very chill. Oh, I don't know. That sounds so corny to say it like that, but you'll get what I mean whenever you listen to it. You'll just be sitting there, like, melting into your sofa.
Nice.
And that'll be the... Use that quote, Dina. Dina Anuska's...
Melting into your sofa.
Ancient Naturals makes you melt into your sofa cushions. And it's like, Ancient Naturals. Supernatural. See, you already know it's good, and I'm singing it real bad. But you're kind of like, fucking fire, though. Low-key fire, though. Even when it's sang bad. Leo... Andy, who's this next guy?
It's my guy, Leo Miyagi.
With Jeff Hardy. You know what? The song title alone.
Let me swanton bomb off that.
Let me just swanton bomb off at this point and say that Jeff Hardy's a fucking banger, dude.
You'll be hearing more from him in the next coming
yeah, man. Look, we've been Act 3, man. Act 3. Like, dude, you've been listening to this podcast. You know that we love Leo up in his ass. Man, I'm getting worse. See, the more wine I drink, I'm just becoming a bad...
turning into an Instagram... It's like, listen,
becoming
girls,
a TikTok person.
Listen, girls, the more wine I have, it's just, you know...
TikTok dance. I need to... Hold on.
You're becoming...
Just kind of faded out, but that was TikTok. Oh, it's on me now! Oh shit. Ah! Stop it! The news sounds took over. Just took over everything.
And this is the Nanndes and the Maple Leaf.
Nanndes and the Maple Leaf. One's Canadian, the other's Portuguese. I hate that I lost the song. I made the whole theme song for it and I lost it. You only get it on the first volume of Nanndes and the Maple Leaf. Shit, I'm out of shape. I'm so out of breath from TikTok dancing. I didn't even move my fucking feet. Because, yeah, TikTok dancers don't move their feet.
Yeah,
They're
he's coming up on a launch party soon. Album coming soon. I really want to go to the launch party, but I'm working. But, yeah, it's all good.
Also, that COVID.
I'd probably go anywhere. I live in a house by myself.
Yeah, dude. It's like, you know what? Fuck you, COVID. I can take it. I'm so strong, COVID won't even affect me.
It's not yeah.
Look, it's our boy Leo, and we love Leo on this podcast. We really do. Leo Miyagi. We joke so much, but dude, the reason that we meme so hard and we bring him up all the time is because we have a genuine belief in that dude. Like, I mean, for real, like, and he's been talking about him since day one, and yeah, for real.
I have to
guy's got something.
Shout out your brother, because he's the one that, because obviously me not being from here, he was the one that, I think he introduced Leo first, then he introduced Jordan.
Yeah, dude, I mean, look, the old Hungry Ghost, the Money Mike, who's not here at the minute, he put both of those guys on our radar. Like, Jordan Adetunji, I remember him showing me the video for By Myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, and me and you were both in the room, and we watched the video, and we're like, shit, that's good. Like, I mean, there was something about it where, like, there's some sort of weird disconnect in my mind where there's, like, Harlan and Wolf cranes in the background of the video, but why does it sound so good? It sounds so fire, man. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, usually those things don't go hand in hand in this country sometimes. Like, there's so much good music, but, like, we're talking a good few years ago now where I'm just like, people weren't doing hip-hop so much. Every time there was Northern Irish hip-hop, it was kind of like a joke. You know? It's like, oh, man, that's me, little Johnny McGee. Or something. And you're like, all right.
But no, okay. And then again with, like, Leo, when he, I think, what was it? It was Bluebird at the time, 2000 and...
Still my song title, but that's... It's still my song title, but that's okay. That's okay. I let it go. That's okay. I named my song first, but it's okay.
I think it was 2018.
No, we all be talking about Twitter.
But yeah, that album still. But yeah, anyway, that's
yeah.
Shout out to Big Money Mike for
Money
the
Mike,
introduction
man.
back then. And fucking hope the album sounds Act 3. I don't see why it wouldn't sound good, because it looks like the production that's going behind it, the time he's taken to do it. Reading his interview in Yo magazine, it looks like he knew what he was going for anyway. Like with the Act 1, Act 2, and it being Act 1 was like his like growing up, like in his, like there's a song 20 something, and then Act 2 being his influences back in the day. And so yeah, Act 3 is hopefully more of that story. Like you can relate to doing albums like that, or song structures, and
for
the
sure,
story,
dude, for sure. I to a fault. Like, I mean, I just I don't know, but I respect stuff like that. I respect respect the grind to the you know, the narrative and the concept. Like, I mean, I love that shit. It's good. Like, I do that with everything that I make. Like, everything's got to be conceptual. It's all got to have a little narrative to it. Yeah, I mean, you'll notice that my songs on the eligible playlist, they'll all have little skits at the end, and you'll be like, what? Because you're not listening to the project by itself, and I'll be like, yeah, maybe Don Mabel should release more singles, maybe. Anyways, Leo got the longest little conversation piece there. Jeff Hardy, go check it out. Leo's.
I'll bring him up again in shoutouts.
I know, fair. That's a fair point. Laps before you go. We also love laps on this, and you know, it seems so crazy to me. I mean, I can't even remember how long ago it is now that you know, I hit up Laps and I got some stems from those guys, and they're gonna be on my second LP. But I mean, yeah, I became a dad. Like, everything has slowed right down, but I think it's pretty cool what I use. I use stems from their track Unload and sort of sampled them into a song, and yeah, I think it's pretty cool that I got them on the album. Eventually that thing will come out. But I feel bad because Peter from Laps has asked me several times. He's like, hey, when's that song coming out? I'm like, I don't know.
You're like everyone on Kanye's feature list.
I'm like, hey. Kanye.
It's like, Jadakiss has just like finished demolishing Dipset in the verses, and he looks at Kanye. He's like, so I flew from New York to Atlanta.
I'm just like, when's that song with me coming out? It's like, not sure, man, but gotta levitate. Soon. So second half of the playlist: Lou Price, Love Can Pass You By; Small Mint, Live, Liv, don't know how to pronounce it, but great song. Ferals, Separate, Separate but never split. That's a line from that song. Also love Ferals on this podcast. Some of the brains behind Stranger Days that we promote every single time we do this show. And it's because, you know what, we're very locked in together. We have the same mindset, and we love that. So shout out Stranger Days, shout out to Ferals. Anya with Monoxide. I think Anya's Monoxide has been on the playlist possibly for the last 3 months, but that's wrong. It's the last 2 months. And then I think before that we had a different Anya song, because we just got put onto her. She contacted us and we were like, oh, damn, this stuff is cool. And then Monoxide came out and we're like, oh, that's a cool single. We're going to promote that. Track of the day. And then she's on the eligible playlist. So we gotta have her on here. Very Queens of Stone Age, very Iggy Pop and the Stooges. Voodoo Chief, You Should. That's a real funky number. Real funky. But kind of like a weird dissonant funk. Take from that what you will. Dissonant.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
I can explain dissonant. But it's
no. It's just I thought you said distant. I was like, what the hell's distant funk?
It's kind of whenever two notes
it's like this.
Go
it's
together.
Like gong, gong, gong.
Distant funk. Yeah, no, like dissonance, like as in dissonance is usually whenever two notes that don't go together are together. Like if you played the Jaws theme, but you play the two notes at once. So there's like. But just played like it's kind of like that because it's got this funk riff, but it's like this is a very bad. It doesn't sound like that. Go listen to it for yourself. Don't. Your Spaceship Says sounds like Kyoto Love Hotel. Been talking those guys up for a long time. Machine, that's a song on the old eligible playlist. And yeah, Andy, you had You had a life-changing experience with Coyote Hotel.
I had one. I had a life-changing experience
Changed
at the
your life.
at the fucking, what was it? The
Oh,
OES Center.
yeah, Center.
But I
Yeah.
think I've said this before. I literally was just staring at the stage, and then obviously it was the music and just like the performance. And you know that, is it Blade, where they're walking down the promenade or whatever, and everything's just going like super fast, but I'm standing still. By the way,
That is Blade, yes. What a
I
scene.
was sober as a judge. I wasn't drinking at all. And I wasn't under the influence of anything, and that's exactly the motion I was getting. Like the stage was like, and everything else was just blurred out, and the performance just like went, oh well, I'm gonna follow these guys from this point.
Yep. And I was drunk. Quite heavily.
Trust me, everyone around me was drunk.
Yeah. But Annie was just having...
That's 100% of my nights out. Is that
Yeah, you were just having some sort of come to Jesus moment. Coyote Love Hotel. They sound like the movie Drive.
Oh, yeah.
Take from that what you will. Civil Simeon. Oh, we love Civil Simeon on this show. Nightlight. Kind of... Nightlight's like...
This is a thing now.
Your spaceship says Nightlight sounds like... Our reviews aren't very good. Just take that. Civil Simeon, right? I mean, as much as it's a compliment, they probably get sick of being like, sounds like the Chili's a little bit, but definitely that bass line is very Red Hot Chili Peppers-esque. Say that much, but Nightlight is definitely up there in like top 3 songs for Civil Simeon. Great song. Really loved it.
And to Swanton bomb off that, congrats again to Sean on his single.
Yes, his EP. Solo
EP, sorry.
Yeah. Solo EP by Sean McCann, who is the bassist from Civil Simeon. It's out now. Go and check it out, please. It's great. It's got them Phil Collins.
Got vibes.
Oh, it's got them Phil Collins. I'm making the Tarzan soundtrack vibes. Like, oh, we're in the jungle, we're in the jungle. Oh. It all sounds like that. Next up, we got the one and only. Oh, hold on.
Oh? Are you getting your Pokeball again? Oh, he's gonna perform. Molotov cocktail.
Oh, my back.
My back.
The one and only Embarcadero. Oh, it's so out of tune. Embarcadero. Oh, I think it's in drop D as well. I don't know. You get the point.
You get it.
You get it. Embarcadero.
You just need like some wailing Spanish.
Hold on. This isn't Spanish. Embarcadero. Teleflap. This is kind of more like a cowboy.
This is spaghetti
Situation.
western. This.
Yeah, it doesn't really work here. Oh well. It's the best I had. Close I had. Embarcadero with Teleflop. Great tune. Great tune. Gareth Dunlop in 100 Years. Moon Landing, The Room is Spinning, which is, in my opinion, maybe one of the most underrated songs of this year. Moon Landing, The Room is Spinning. Sets me on edge every time. Feel like I'm gonna cry those tears. Maple tears. Mulholland Drive.
Just sticky ass tears. Just...
Yeah. Mulholland Drive mostly for the name of their band, because it's pretty funny. Mulholland Drive is a movie by David Lynch, so Mulholland Drive is pretty funny, but also a great song. It's an instrumental, but funky as F. Hungry Ghost, Money Mike, with Hopeless, which I produced and did some other stuff on. Yeah.
Did some things.
Yeah, okay.
So if you find time to listen to all of that...
Yeah. Andy, I want to hear your predictions for the N.I Music Prize, and I want to hear them from afar because I'm gonna go pee in my corner.
How can I predict something I haven't listened to fully yet?
I don't know, just do it, man.
I'll be given an opinion without knowing the things, dude. Right, my prediction is Don Maple wins the lot. The whole thing. He goes there, he takes the little trophy, and then he like uses it as a paperweight, and you see it in the top of the closet there, and that's it. So there you go. And then he gives it to his brother, and it's a happy story. There it is. I wish I could flick through the list. Who do we have? I don't know. This is awkward, isn't it, folks? This is very awkward. I hope he pees quick, because I got nothing to say. I said that you would win it if you could hear me.
He said that I would win it?
Yeah, I said you would win it, and you would win it. You would rush on stage, you would take it, and then it would be like a paperweight or something at the back of the little closet.
Probably.
And then you would share it with like your brother and stuff, and it would like be passed along.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, I could see that. Sorry, that was a desperate pee break. I don't know what came over me there, but I really need to pee like super bad. Yeah, so N.I Music Prize. That's a thing. And that's our top choices.
I will get round to it. It's just there's so many songs.
Yeah. Well, that's why I made this playlist for people, because you want to hear the ones that I think are the best. There they are. I think just while I'm on this and I'm sharing the screen, just know that our latest Doomsday Collection t-shirt is available now, and it's in celebration of the N.I Music Prize eligible list. Eligible! That joke will never get old, I'm sure. You
better make a list next year.
Yeah. You can get yourself a shirt that says eligible on it, and it's in our Year Spaceship colors, and it's a little goof. It's like, oh, I'm eligible. So it's a fun shirt. Doomsday Collection shirts only last 1 month, and then we never sell them again. It's an exclusive design, so if you want a unique t-shirt that not many people have, yeah, just visit www.yourspaceship.com, and you can find them in the merch section. So, need to round the show off and jump over to the old shout-out segment. Shout-out segment! Shout-out segment! So, I mean, N.I Music Prize, I know we're shouting out a lot there, but people who are, maybe not involved in it, who have new stuff coming out now, that's what this is for. So, we have a band that I've talked about here before that I just, I love this band so much. They're called Black Star Kids, and they brought out a new single called Juno, and I'm just so in love with this band. Like, I don't know.
The movie? Spelled like the movie? Juno?
Yeah. Juno, all capitals. Black Star Kids, all one word. And anybody from this country might know of a band called Wonder Villains, who I was always a big fan of. They're split up now, but part of the band went on to form a current sort of synth pop band called Beauty Sleep. So they're still very active in the scene. But Wonder Villains was their first band, and Black Star Kids kind of sound like Wonder Villains, but combined a little bit with like Kid Cudi or something. The dude that sort of sings some of the verses in it sounds very Cudi-esque, and the girl that sings in the band sounds very Wonder Villains-esque. Which the girl Emer that used to sing in Wonder Villains just has that same sort of cadence to her voice. So it's very cool, like, combination. It's a lot of fun. It's kind of like, I don't even know how to describe it because I want to use the word like bubblegum pop, but it's not like fucking Britney Spears or anything like that. Like I don't know, it's just bright and cheery, even when the subject matters maybe not so much. Like Juno is very much a song about like, this sort of I don't want to be depressed type thing. Is like even though I have these suicidal thoughts, I want to push them out of my head. And it doesn't surprise me that it's called Juno because like they name loads of their songs after stuff like this. Like my last favorite song from them was called Frankie Muniz, which is fucking great. And they have a song called Britney Bitch. I don't know, they reference a lot of things, but Juno is maybe my favorite song from them now. So yeah, shout out to Black Star Kids. I did. Hold on, I need to check my notes. Who else did I have written down here? Oh, Boring Girls, I should say. Canadian band, sort of punk outfit. We put them on Tip Sheet Tuesday. If you check our Instagram, you will see the tip sheet with a little extra info about Boring Girls. But man, those guys are super cool. They sort of make this like weird fuzzy punk rock.
Yeah, it's like distorted vocal.
Yeah, it's like somewhere between like Black Flag and Bass Drum of Death is what I tried to describe it as, because it's like, although it is punk, it's got this weird fuzzy aesthetic to the whole thing where it's like a garage band, you know what I mean? But yeah, they have a EP out now called Bad Mammal. It's only available on their Bandcamp. It's not on Spotify. So if you want to support the band, you can jump over to the Bandcamp and you can buy the EP there. And that's, I think that's really my shout-outs for this week. Because N.I Music Prize takes up a lot of it. But Andy, anybody you want to shout out this week?
Yeah, so like I sent to you during the week, there's a band from Jersey called Howl. Song is out called Beneath the Surface. I actually found out about them through my mate Michael from back home on his Instagram, and I said I would shout out, and I listened to it, and to me it sounded like old school, like Alice in Chains.
Ish. Yeah. It was like a little like Royal Blood, Black Keys-esque as well. Like I felt that from it.
So they're a newish band. They used to be in the lead singer and the guitarist used to be in a band before, but now they've just made this new band, Howl. So hopefully, fingers crossed, this will be them, their first single. So hopefully, if everything gets live and kicking, they do live shows, they can start producing more stuff. And it's just great to hear a band from home that sound that good. I know it's probably good because you don't get, for me now living here, I don't get much news from there. So it's good that like through my friends' Instagram and stuff that I can hear the music scene from there.
Yeah, because... I mean, whenever you lived in Jersey, did you ever like?
Yeah, I mean, my mate,
bands,
like anywhere, my mates had bands, but it was more like when I was growing up, it was more like grunge metal bands. And because I was young, I wasn't really taking them seriously. It was just somewhere to go and hang out. I don't know what it's like now, but I'm sure there will, if anyone from back home, Jersey is listening, send me what you're doing through my Instagram or mates that know, because my mate Michael's friends with one of the guys from the band. So I'm down to hear anything coming out of there and putting it on here. So totally, that's that's one thing. To go back, it came up on my recommended for YouTube, and it was from 2019, an NPR Tiny Desk, which is my argument why things should be on the internet. But I'll wait till Mike's here when I have that discussion. Saint Sister performed a song. A few songs, but the one that stuck out for me was one called Causing Trouble. And again, it was this like harmonic, like relaxing. It's almost like Enya, spooky-ish harmonies and stuff. It was like a giant harp. I'd never heard of them before. but I'm hearing them now, and yeah, so just shout out from 2019. But yeah, there you go.
Totally.
Oh, before I forget, I said I was going to bring them up again. So, the launch party for the LP for Act 3 for Leo Miyagi.
Are you writing raps right now?
Listen.
You should maybe be a ghostwriter for Leo.
just a small dose.
You might be able to use some of those.
So it's he's having a launch.
Do you know where that is?
It's at the the Ulster Sports Club.
Yeah, that sounds right. Ulster Sports Club is getting big for gigs, man.
Yeah, it's good. So that's on the 4th of September. And also off the back of him posting this, I went to what is his name? I'm blanking his name. MC EMBY MB. He has I should have written this down. I literally just done it like 2 seconds ago. Hold on. Cover for me, Chief.
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, you know what? I do have something that I didn't bring on this podcast that I've written on. Because I have genuine questions about it, and I really hope somebody in the comments or somebody could DM me to clarify this. So, on the N.I Music Prize eligible list, so can I just confirm to anybody listening that N.I Music Prize is the Northern Irish Music Prize? Now, look, I understand that I'm Canadian. I do get that. But at the same time, I've lived here longer than I actually lived in Toronto. So, as much as I love where I'm from, I'm a British citizen. I have it on my passport. I send songs in here because I live here. And that's fine. But I'm a bit confused because there was somebody that I listened to on the N.I Music Prize eligible list that I thought was really good. Like, I really liked the music. And their name was Alan Ward, and the song was called Picasso, and I was like, shit, this is so good, I'm gonna put this on the playlist. But then I got really confused because I started like digging into Alan Ward, and I'm like, I don't understand how he's from here, and I could be wrong, so I really want someone to correct me, because if so, then he's like my favorite new artist from around here. Like, the song is so fucking good. It's not taking anything away, but I was a little confused because he seems like he's from Baltimore, and I don't see like literally any relation to Northern Ireland in any of his social medias or on anything that he's ever done. And I'm like, why is he on the N.I Music Prize eligible list? Can someone answer me that, please? Very confused. Guy makes killer tunes, but a little confused why he's on there. Does he live here? Like, someone tell me. Let me know.
Cool.
Hit me up.
Okay.
Sorry, that's just a random thing that I really wanted to ask someone. Okay.
So, sorry, but apologies by the brain fart there. So EMBY MB, and the song's called Self Love. I heard it because he was tagged, because he's supporting Leo that day on his launch party. So go listen to that. There's a little extra little shout out there.
Nice.
There you go.
Well,
and then we've already said that Jordan's got a new song out called Take My Heart Out.
Yes. Take My Heart Out.
Don't really need to promote that because his socials blow up anyway.
Yeah. So it's a fucking great song. It's cool. It's Jordan at a Tunji, everybody. But that's a shout out segment.
Shout out segment. Shout out segment.
So, somebody please tell me where Alan Ward's from. I don't want to make a big deal about it like I'm bitter. Like, it's not that at all. Like, I was just sort of listened through all the songs and then felt so hesitant to put it on my playlist because I was kind of like, I'm trying to celebrate N.I Music. And as much as I really enjoyed that song, it's like, I don't think he's from here.
Is that a thing? Is it a thing you have?
Yeah.
Was it just
100% gotta be from here.
I've never looked at I just thought it was just music created here.
It's in the stipulation, and I just don't ever see a time when he's been in Northern Ireland or Southern Ireland. I just don't see anything. He seems to be from Baltimore. I think he's originally from Milwaukee. He sports the Bucks.
Congrats.
Yeah, and he's originally from Wisconsin. So I just don't
didn't realize that was a rule.
It's a rule. That's why they call it the N.I Music Prize. It's Northern Irish Music Prize. You have to be from Northern Ireland.
They also called the Brit Awards, but not everyone there's British.
True.
I know,
but it's in the stipulation. Like, it's definitely there.
But also, we're not making a big deal out of it.
No, this is the thing that I couldn't stress enough, where I'm like, I feel awkward even talking about this, to be like, I'm not saying it like, why the fuck's this guy on here? I'm genuinely confused, because I was like, I listened to the list, and I'm like, shit, this might be my favorite song on the list. And then I try and find out about the guy, and I'm kind of like, I don't think he's from here. I don't think he's from here. It's like, why did I dive deep? Why did I dive deep?
You did deep dive.
Alan Ward, the song is called Picasso. It's like 5th on the playlist for N.I Music Prize Best Single 2021. And I just, is he from here? Because if so, when can I go see a show? Like, I mean, I would go see the guy. Like, for real. He was really good. I don't know. Somebody let me know. I would like to know what the stipulation for this thing is. I mean, it does say, like, the list below to albums and singles that we are aware of, blah, blah, blah. Maybe it doesn't say there. Hold on. Need to go to what the crux of the end. What is the N.I Music Prize? The N.I Music Prize is an annual award aimed at recognizing the great wealth of music from Northern Ireland. The prize includes a trophy and a monetary prize of £3,000 for best album and £1,000 for best single. So, this is why I'm asking the question.
It'd be interesting to know. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I'd be curious. Have I unlocked a secret? Have I got to the bottom of a mystery, perhaps? I also feel like Alan Ward should change his name to A. Ward, because I think that would be fucking baller. Because his name would be a Ward.
Nice. Mind if
Just
he wins
saying.
it.
A. Ward. Look, that's all I got. Somebody answer me. But that's all we got for this episode of Six Step Bro, a.k.a. Nanndes and Maple Leaf, whenever the old Money Mike's not here. Hope you enjoyed your time here. Please join us next week, where we might, and I say might, have a special guest that I haven't discussed with my co-host right now. But Money Mike, he's off for another week, and he'll be back the week after. So he's gonna miss episode 60. Oh shit. But we'll get somebody on. We'll get a special guest on. That'll be cool. Join us next week.
Goodbye then, maybe. Kanye West.
Kanye West.
Drake. The guy from Last of the Summer Wine.
Yep.
One of the Trucker Brothers.
Joe Biden. Donald Trump's not in office anymore. Armenia.
Wayne Gretzky. Tiger Woods. Master Chief, even.
Anybody with notoriety.